Crude is a very sad story of environmental degradation of the Amazon rainforest in Ecuador. 30,000 indigenous plaintiffs are suing Texaco for negligent drilling practices, resulting in the creation of a cancer death zone the size of Rhode Island.
Más de 1,000 millones de galones de agua tóxica, de agua venenosa, fueron arrojadas a los esteros, a los ríos y pantanos del sector.
I was embarrassed to be an American when I first saw this devastation, even if it's legal. You know, the film covers both sides of the lawsuit. I don't think I'm smart enough to wrestle with all of the legal issues, and I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you whether or not Chevron has wrapped itself up in enough legal, technical arguments to prevail in the lawsuit, but I think the moral responsibility lay at their door. You don't go into people's environments where they have lived in harmony with nature and dump toxic waste. And it was, this was a life-changing, eye-opening experience for me, and it's certainly going to make me a more discerning consumer, and to have a respect for these people who have such incredible knowledge that we seem to disregard at the very time we absolutely need it. In the environmental movement, we talk a lot about, preserving the environment, but, there's also a human factor, and we should be treasuring people who have knowledge and experience in living in harmony with nature.
What was once paradise now has just been left in destruction.
The total area in which Texaco polluted is about the size of the state of Rhode Island. We are suing for environmental cleanup.
The plaintiff's accusation is defamatory and not true. It's just false and wrong.
Es que hoy decenas de hombres y mujeres están padeciendo cáncer y están muriendo en la actualidad.
Chevron takes those kinds of allegations very seriously. There's absolutely no evidence that there's an increase in cancer.
Chevron is fighting the claim and the men who they say have made up their story for their own financial gain.
The analysis of our water and soil samples are proving that they're guilty of massive contamination.
Esto no es contaminación. Esto es una explotación industrial permitida por la ley.
So we're going down to have a little chat with the judge today. This is something you would never do in the United States. But Ecuador, this is how the game is played. It's dirty.
Usted es un abogado corrupto. Usted es un abogado corrupto de Texaco.
People are fed up with corruption. They're fed up with foreign oil companies. They've just had it.
Where is her cancer? In the liver. These people have been systematically poisoned.
We've sampled every stream, and it has nothing to do with oil. It has to do with poor sanitation.
This is about some of the most marginalized people on Earth. Fighting one of the most powerful companies in the world.
Texaco hizo cualquier barbaridad de cosas. Texaco responde por lo de él.
When you look at the science, they cannot really prove their case.
In fact, we're having a trial. It's a miracle. It's a huge victory.
We are a company, Chevron is, finding energy to power the new explorers. So we drill more intelligently, spin more efficiently, and contaminate more maliciously. This is the power of corporate energy. I'm Dave O'Reilly, CEO of Chevron. You may not know it, but there's a lot more to this corporation than $200 billion in annual revenue. In Ecuador, there is 1,700 square miles of Chevron toxic waste and cancer. We have dumped over 18 billion gallons of toxic filth in the Amazon, and with over 18 million gallons of oil spilled, we have surpassed the spilling capacity of the Exxon Valdez by millions of gallons. This is the power of toxic energy. We must continually innovate to find a way to hide our disaster in Ecuador. We are a company working together to keep our shareholders, consumers, and the world in the dark.